Fallen administration police officer at the Deputy President's Office, Sergeant Kipyegon Kenei, might have been involved in the alleged Echesa-led fake arms deal tender. This is according to CCTV footage released by DCI Boss George Kinoti that shows that Sergeant Kenei accompanying one of the key suspects, General Juma, into the Deputy President's Harambee Annex office and facilitating his movements and communication. Kinoti now says the footage lasted for nearly 1.5 hours, despite an earlier claim by Deputy President William Ruto that the meeting between Echesa and two foreigners at the office lasted just 23 minutes. Sam Gituko reports.
The DCI Boss released videos recorded by CCTV cameras at the Harambee Annex and its environs on the morning of February 13th. It begins with a Subaru car parked outside the KU campus car park, a structure adjacent to the DP's office. Car registration number KBY 293N is driven into the KU car park at 8:50 a.m. 4 minutes later, a man now known as General Juma is seen leaving the car park holding an envelope. A minute later, two more suspects leave the car park, one of them wearing dark glasses. They move in separate directions. It's now 8:58 a.m. at the DP's VIP reception. Sergeant Kipyegon Kenei, a security officer at the office, walks in alongside General Juma. They both walk to the VIP lift, speaking to no one, as Juma appears uneasy, looking down while Kenei is on phone. He appears to pick a call. 27 seconds later, the lift opens on the second floor of the building. Kenei is still on phone, but hands it to Juma, who continues with the call. At 9:35 a.m., a black Range Rover drives to the Harambee Annex gate. A police officer approaches, and instead of scanning the vehicle, he salutes its occupants and proceeds to open the gate. On board are former Cabinet Secretary Rashid Echesa and two foreign nationals. The three spend a few minutes at the parking before leaving for the VIP reception on the DP's office. At 9:38 a.m., Echesa and the two foreigners walk into the reception. Echesa greeting security officers before heading to the VIP lift. A few seconds later, the lift opens on the second floor. The trio head in the same direction as did Kenei and General Juma. Nearly 24 minutes later, Echesa and his two guests approach the lift on the second floor, headed for the ground floor. They alight as Echesa appears to hand something to an officer at the reception.
And then they exit
At 10:05, Echesa's car leaves Harambee Annex via Harambee Avenue. All this time, Sergeant Kenei and General Juma are still holed up in the meeting area. According to the CCTV footage, at 10:04, 27 seconds, Sergeant Kenei is seen walking to the lift, his hands and eyes focused on his phone. Kenei leaves via the side door before returning 2 minutes later with a set of papers in hand. Kenei returns to the second floor where Juma is still waiting. 3 minutes later, the two hurriedly reach for the lift, with Juma holding an envelope. He appears to rub his face as one anxious about something. Seconds later, the two reach the ground floor but choose a different exit, the back door. The time is 10:09, 29 seconds. Shortly after, Juma walks into the KU parking with his envelope. Kenei is not in sight. 3 minutes later, the Subaru car approaches the parking exit. Juma is seated on the front passenger seat. The other two suspects not visible on the footage. His driver seen exchanging pleasantries with the officers manning the facility. According to the investigators, Echesa was arrested shortly after the visit to Harambee Annex. For the DCI, Sergeant Kenei was either involved in the fake tender deal or knew a lot that would have aided the investigations. Chief of Staff at the Deputy President's Office, Ken Osinde, has sent a statement to newsrooms claiming the office cooperated with the DCI in supplying the footage. Osinde insisting that Echesa's activities at the Harambee House Annex was a breach of security and asserting that the Echesa meeting only took 23 minutes inside the office and that the rest of the footage by DCI shows activity outside the office. Sam Gituko, Citizen TV, Nairobi.